Hey guys, welcome to the finale of F-Zero GX as well as Falcon's followers. Last time, Falcon actually triumphed over Deathborn in Firefield, and Tinsel and the Duelists witnessed the action, while Yugi actually had this hairpinned idea to use the blue-eye shining dragon. She was about to use her supernova, but never made a mark on it. Deathborn actually fell off the course because he lost to Falcon. So, with the Ultimate Championship belt in hand, they headed back to Port Town and hanged out in his fortress one last time. What will they find? Well, let's find out, shall we? Alright, the final lap. Finally, the last chapter is up. Again, like many other F-Zero projects, I can't thank my collaborators enough for this. Although this isn't as deep as ending a level, they really helped me through whenever I reached a roadblock, especially on the previous lap. This one, however, isn't really as thrilling. It's very anticlimactic. I should also give out a warning that this chapter could contain massive spoilers to the GX game. If you still want to read on, be my guest. Let's end this fic once and for all, and hope for a more well-developed story the series should progress. Alright, Tinsel, Falcon, and the Duelists have arrived safely to his fortress in Port Town. They were relieved that Blood Falcon hasn't made a move on them yet. The trio could have sworn that he made no access to the stronghold, but he assured them he had increased some of the safety protocols on it. He'd never allow anyone inside nor reveal the location, except for the threesome as long as they promised to keep the secrets to themselves. Still, Tinsel was very anxious about the captain's welfare. She kept on saying to him that he needs allies to watch his back, as he can't possibly defend himself and other racers from potential harm, even if it was from his own rivals. One person simply couldn't hold his own forever in the face of adversity. The team wanted to make some contacts with him in case he'll be too busy while going away searching for bounty, or preparing for the next F-Zero competition, or just helping out someone in need. Although she was reluctant since she had a strong feeling he was pretty much a loner. Teamwork may have been a wise decision, but it just wasn't in his nature, regretfully. They visited Falcon's turf for the last time, wondering what to do with the Ultimate Championship belt he obtained. Yuki found a bright red display cushion, and he and Falcon both assembled the decor onto the wall. It looked magnificent, hanging just beside the motherboard and the televid. The quartet couldn't be any more prouder, not even Yami safe in his Millennium Puzzle. They hung out for a few more hours before it was time to leave, and they were discussing their plans for the future until they saw this. Come on, damn it. Huh.
Falcon.
Look, I'm over here, Falcon!
Who are you?
We are the creators.
What are you talking about? We created the whole world.
What a surprise! You beat Deathborn was our best creation.
Your best creation? So, it was you who set up everything. But why?
To tell you the truth, there are no universal forces.
What?
Now you have become the champion of the Dual Grand Prix.
We'll take out your soul from your body and turn it into our creation.
Although, the Duelists were not backing down. Of course, the Duelists weren't backing down. This was not making any sense. You're all talk, but you can't walk the walk. Right, Red Eyes! He drew it from his deck. We'll defend him to the very end, won't we, Dark Magician? We may not be as good as Falcon, but we can protect him in conjunction with my blue-eyes white dragon. She borrowed it from Yugi. You don't stand a chance. His soul belongs to us, and we'll be able to take yours with us when he loses. Then, as the scenery changed to a psychedelic background, the trio was dragged down inside their own corresponding cards, leaving their monsters inactive and hapless. They each materialized in an encased area. There was a huge window in the front looking out at the bewildered bounty hunter. It was very claustrophobic. They kept bashing the wall, but to no avail. It was enough noise for Falcon to hear their desperate cries for help. He also witnessed this.
Are you ready?
Come on, Fit. You think you can beat me? No way!
Oh boy. Needless to say, I did not like this course at all. And even Ephraim said they must have been on drugs when they made this chapter. You think so? They were racing on a tubular course with no guardrails or laser walls. Sometimes the environment kept changing shades and it almost looked as if the Technicolor circuit was blending into its surroundings, confusing the ultimate champion. There was also some red lasers that could have distracted the eye. There were some slight curves that were easy to manage, but at times he was caught off guard by the hairpin turns that he had to drift through. At first he took it slowly, desperately not falling off the track, which seemed almost impossible to survive in. The staff ghost's vehicles, however, went seamlessly past Falcon, but little did they know, he was just warming up. There was a steep incline that was leaning toward the left, and then there were a few jumps which put him in more danger as he gained more velocity while in the air for brief moments. Made some hard left turns, and then there was an easy straightaway with the only pit area, which was right before the finish line. Falcon's booster was activated, and on every narrow stretch he used it until his energy depleted to a single ounce. Despite the irritating alarm inside his vehicle, he had to concentrate on not falling off. The ghosts were behind him, but by only about a mile. He can't slow down as much as he did last lap. At the incline, he just barely fell off, but he hung on by the skin of his teeth. It was smooth sailing until he reached the goal for the final lap. Going on the straight path, Falcon saw the staff ghost catch up. He was so lucky he couldn't actually touch it, even with his machine was on its last legs. He boosted like a damn madman trying to keep his lead. This was literally not only his own soul on the line, but also his friends' lives as well. By sheer iota of luck by his side, the long nose of his blue Falcon reached the finish line, beating the staff ghost's creation just by a measly hair. And he managed to see this. So there you have it, guys. Alright, the duelists were finally free. It looked as if it was actually shining with heaven's light. Then Falcon was back inside his fortress. It almost looked as if he'd just been through a surreal nightmare, since his craft never moved from its perch. Neither did the Ultimate Championship belt. He immediately got out and looked down at the cards sprawled on the floor. Then, as soon as he was about to pick one up, they brightened. The light was blinding, and by the time his sight cleared, he saw his comrades safe and sound. They were bewildered, looking at their bodies. Are we? We're alive? Creators didn't take our souls? I guess not. Theo looked up and saw their hero without having a scratch nor change in his features. I guess we really owe you one, don't we? They thought they'd never get out and see the light of day again. Yet there they were, and Falcon was his normal self. Without thinking and incredibly grateful, they each embraced him. Wanting to relieve from the trippy experience, the trio eventually went outside and gave a heartfelt farewell to their new ally. He gave them permission to visit his fortress any time as long as he's there, and if they kept their promise. As soon as they were exposed to the fresh air, Joey took a deep sigh. Oh, finally, we're done. Hey, it wasn't too bad. It could have been far, far worse. But yeah, now that it's just the three of us, we can actually relax for a while. We deserve a break from all this mess. They couldn't agree more. They headed to the Silver Comet and drove off for their next adventure. Heck, Yugi was so fascinated from the events that he might even develop his own game that'll relive their experiences, if he follows his dreams as a game designer. Meanwhile, Falcon watched his friends leave. He was so glad that he managed to make it out in one piece, never letting the creators or Deathborn or Black Shadow have their way. Once again, he saved the universe. He started to reconsider what Tinsel said about having camaraderie and teamwork. With no one around, he took off his helmet and laid it on a side table beside his vehicle. He then walked outside, reliving everything that transpired over the past few days in his mind. For what it's worth, Falcon couldn't wait to retell the tale. It could even make history, or perhaps a legend. He looked up at the full moon, wondering if there should be a brighter future for him, and perhaps someone with a pure heart that'll one day share his own journeys. This was truly an event that'll follow many stories to come. 1 year later, after Tinsel practiced on the ruby, sapphire, and emerald cups, a mysterious young man from the past woke up from cold sleep. He had short brown hair and had actually been in suspended hibernation for the last century and a half. He just emerged into a brand new world at a much different time that was too foreign for him. Little did he know that this could be the start of his own future. As to the story of a Grand Prix legend. There's also a story from Luke, Yoshi's best pal, Lynch, which did a retelling GX's story mode. It's short but pretty good. At last the fig is complete. Probably was a cheesy idea, and it was something I came up with before GP Legend existed. Hopefully this could be a foreshadowing of what's ahead, even though the latter is set 4 centuries before. Hope you like this short story. Well, I don't really like the fact that GP Legend is an alternate continuity. I would much rather prefer it as about a year after GX, which a lot of fans actually splurged GP Legend between GX and Maximum Velocity, which I'm pretty much doing the same. So, this is the Ecron Writer signing off. Ciao, everyone. And you guys can listen to this cheesy song, but keep in mind I changed the lyrics on DeviantArt. I'll probably get a description for that. So, see you guys later. Alright guys, this is the E-Crime Writer signing out.